Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 11th Symposium of Architecture, 3000, 4000, 5000, and Education of the Future. And we are again with Brian van den Busch and architect Anile Ramjanam. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome again. And
Thank you.
Today we have the special subject. Please take notes. We are going to see healthy well-being building based on Feng Shui. Anything with the new kind of architecture we all need and connected to Earth as well. And the architect Daniel is a Feng Shui master, so we have a lot to learn, among many others specialty you have. Welcome, Manuel. Welcome, Bryony. Bryony is the founder of the School of Health, a coach, a lot of things. We will do an interview with you too after that. And I will let you start, Architect Daniel.
Okay. Thank you, Nomi. Hello, everybody. As Nomi told, my name is Anile Ramjanam. I am born in South America, Surinam, from Indian parents, but I got my education in Europe, in the Netherlands. So I always say, I see this as a golden triangle. To have the mystic of the East, having the liveliness and the loose hips of the Latin American, and having the rationality and the effectiveness of the European and the Dutch. So this triangle is a perfect balance and a perfect basic to incorporate the very rich knowledge of the East with the very, say, technical knowledge of the West. So you have the spiritual knowledge of the East and the technical knowledge of the West. And I combine these two in my work as a Feng Shui master and in my work as a health and well-being building. So I was educated in the Netherlands as an engineer and an architect. And I thought I would become the best architect in the world, making beautiful buildings. Then I find out that people didn't use my building as I planned it. For instance, in a house, I planned the living room in this area and the outside patio in that area, but people were changing it around and they start living in another part of the building and move the bedroom around. I said, hey, what is going on here? Then I discovered that what I had learned in Netherlands was very good, but it didn't tell anything about people-friendly buildings. And when I discovered the knowledge of the Feng Shui taught by a very special grandmaster, Dr. Jess Lim, he translated the Feng Shui knowledge of the East in a very practical way that we can understand it in the West. So to say it simple, the very calculating way of the Feng Shui where the compass, you look at the compass, you look at the sun, you look at the wind, you look at the front door, you look at the street. He translated that knowledge in a very practical way, how we can use it in the West. Because in the West, we have a different way of thinking. We have a different consciousness. So, and when I heard his first sentences, how he approached a building, how he approached a premises, how he approached the people friendliness, I knew exactly that is what my karmic mission is in this life. I have to become a healthy, well-being building architect on the basic of Feng Shui. Of course, as Indian origin, I use also the Indian Feng Shui, that is the Vastu. And the Vastu is the mother of the Feng Shui. But I combine both of them and use it in a practical way. So what is the essence? The essence of this knowledge is that we humans are part of nature. But everything we build is not natural. I mean, look at the buildings we live in. Look at the buildings we work in. Glass, steel, concrete, stone, plastics. And this environment is actually not so natural. So our immune system, our body, is actually a very refined, profound antenna system. You know, when you were looking on the radio for a radio station, you had to turn the knot to find the exact clear sound of the radio reporter that you could hear. But actually, it is happening the same to our body. Our antenna system is constantly scanning our environment. But when the energy from the environment is not so harmonious, our body doesn't feel well. So your whole immune system has to work harder from the inside to balance with the not so good, sometimes aggressive environment. So it takes your energy. It drains your energy. That is why, especially in the West, people cannot work when they didn't have a cup of coffee. The coffee is an immune booster, right? In the Netherlands, I saw situations that people come in the office, the first thing they run off to the coffee machine, the vending machine, or they run off to the restaurant to find a cup of coffee so they can charge their body so they can work. Our buildings are not so healthy. You will notice this especially in the afternoon. When you have a nice lunch, you go back to work, and the famous afternoon dip. Do you recognize this? Around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, your energy drops, boom. And that's why we are looking for for a cup of coffee. Or worse, the youngsters, they're looking for Red Bull. Red Bull is giving us wings. It's giving us extra power. That is why a lot of people smoke, because the nicotine gives us extra energy. That is why in Wall Street, where the financial experts have to work very under high stress, yes, sorry to say, but they use a lot of cocaine. So when you look at it in that way, that in a way we are living in unhealthy buildings. And these unhealthy buildings is draining our energy. So our body is looking for a lot of energy from the outside. We take sugars, we take chocolates, we take coffee, we take Red Bull, as I said. We take all kind of greasy food, fast food that can give us energy in a short time. And after 2 hours, that energy drops again. Then you go again to the vending machine to have another Coke. So that is happening in unhealthy buildings. But what now? Imagine that you could live in a building that gives your energy, that is supporting your immune system. Like we are outside. Do you remember when you are outside, walking on the beach, walking in the forest, being in the garden, you feel energized. Wow, your body immune system is really bombarded with a lot of positive energy. And the moment you go inside, in a closed off space, and in warm countries, turn out the air conditioning, what happens? All the positive energy of Mother Nature is cut off. So your whole body system must work harder again to make your system function. So realize this, what you do daily when you wake up in your home. Many of us first drink a cup of coffee to get started. People who are aware, they drink more tea. They eat more natural food. But look at in the supermarket, what you can buy. A lot of food is artificial food. Make in factories, put on the table, and what do? We heat it up in a microwave, and then we think, we are feeding our body. No. The microwave is killing all the energy in the food. So that's why in the West, especially in the West, we have a lot of sickness that we call welfare sickness. Diabetes, high blood pressure, a lot of cancers are coming up now. And now with the mobile phone, I also use it, but these are little monsters. They also drain your energy. In the West, nearly every home, every office has Wi-Fi. The first things we do when we enter in a new building, what is the Wi-Fi code? Because I want to be on WhatsApp, otherwise I am not connected to the world. It's good. It's a lot of comfortability in our lives that I can call somebody with WhatsApp. I can send the email. I can send the Zoom. I can send a TikTok. Very convenient. But the other side of the coin is that it is draining our energy. So please use it, but use it consciously. For instance, when you are in a place, put your mobile phone on the table, because then it is not constantly seeking contact with the electrical station. When you are in the evening, you're going to sleep, shut down your Wi-Fi system, because your brains will get a moment to rest, and your whole body system will really have the opportunity to have a good sleep quality. Then you will see that in the morning you have more energy. And slowly, when you eat also healthy food, natural food, a lot of fruits, a lot of plant-based diet, you will feel that your body will need less sugars, less coffee. You will start smoking less cigarettes. You will start drinking less soda pops. You will start, your whole body will have more energy. Now go back to your building. As an architect, I see that we build a lot of, say, modern buildings full of small windows, and we close it off and we don't look anymore. Where is the sun coming? From where is the wind coming? Mother Nature is giving us free energy. It's giving us free natural vital wind. But we close it off. We run off at home, put on the air conditioning, and we feel happy. I mean, in Ecuador is just the same as in Singapore. In Surinam is just the same as in New York. South Africa is just the same as in Australia. We are becoming habitable people. We don't think anymore. But when you look at a child and you put them in a classroom, the child cannot wait to run off outside to play around in nature. So we grown-ups must learn to play again. We don't play anymore. We are not creative anymore. So what I try to do with my architecture is I look at the sun. From where is the sun coming? So I can have a lot of sunlight in the house. When you have a lot of natural sunlight, so big glass windows, your eyes are very happy, because with the natural lights, it can see better. With artificial lights, like I am, I need spectacles. When I became older, you will notice that all of us need spectacles. But when we are more outside and we have more natural daylight, your eyes will take longer to use spectacles because they are very healthy from itself. Natural daylight, healthy, healthy eyes. So only use shades, sunglasses, when it's really, you cannot bear it. But I know people, when they wake up, they put a sunglass and drive the car. So your natural energy is not coming into your eyes. So first thing, home, have a lot of daylight. Second, ventilate your home. Open up the windows. First things you do in the morning, open all the windows. Get the fresh outside energy into the house. Free energy. And when you are living in an area that you like to close off the windows because you are afraid from burglars or whatever, try to have the window or ventilation panel so that in the evening you can sleep with natural energy, natural wind. When you are in an area where you have a lot of mosquitoes, please have a mosquito screen around your bed and open the window freely. You will notice your sleep quality is much better. And when your sleep quality is high, your immune system functions better. You have more power. When your immune system is low, that means you're really very tired. You always fear, I don't have energy to do something. Maybe your bedroom need to have more ventilation, especially in the evening. So a good sleep quality, high energy. Natural food, high energy. Natural water, high energy. What you see nowadays is that we drink a lot of bottled water. You go to the supermarket, you buy big jug of water, and it's most of the time a plastic container. Plastic of itself is not a natural product. So the energy of the plastic is bringing down the energy of the water. So everything what is plastic is actually what we call left-turning energy. We humans don't like left-turning energy. We like right-turning energy. Put your water in a glass bottle, in a glass jug. Put it on the table where it can get a lot of fresh energy, fresh air, fresh daylight. Drink that water, you will see you will get more energy than you're drinking from the plastic bottle. 3 simple things to give your home more energy. Open up all the windows, ventilate your home, let the daylight come into your house, drink as much as possible water from a bottle, glass bottle. Yes? A very simple thing that you can do. Please look at the website for Dr. Emoto. Edward, Maria, Otto, Theodore Otto. A very wise Japanese scientist who discovered that water is a very intelligent agent. When you write on a piece of paper, I love you, and you stick it on a bottle of water, the water has more energy. And why? We consist 70% of water. So when somebody talks sweetly, nicely to you, you feel beautifully. You feel good. And if somebody shouts at you, your energy goes down. Because the 70% of water reacts on the way you are talking to somebody. So when you put nice text on the bottle of water, like I love you, love, prosperity, thank you, the water in a way energized with this energy. Simple, eh? Everything in nature is simple. We have made our society very, very, very confusing. And we think everything is very difficult. It's not so. So in the Feng Shui, I try to bring people back to the natural environment. When you're in a warm country, live as much as possible outside. When you're in a cold country, go outside as much as corner, not a big chunk out of the house, because the energy is not in balance. I will show you a project where an office building had a sharp point and we curved it off, and the energy of the building was much softer. People really feel good. Secondly, use soft colors, use natural colors, because we are from nature. So natural earth colors, beautiful. Hard colors like purple, uh, orange, you know, hard colors are not so advisable. Yes, as an item, not the whole wall. It makes you very restless. Your whole immune system is then, what's happening here? And black. Black colors is taking the energy, not giving the energy. So I know a lot of ladies like to dress in black because you look slimmer. Huh? But use black only when you have official places to go. But in daily life, very lively colors. Our nature is also very lively. Look in the flowers. Hardly you will see black colors. Always nice, bright colors. Nature loves this. And as we as part of nature, we love that also. Our whole immune system, our heart is happy. Good. I hope that this small introduction that already took 15 minutes gave you an idea of how I work. And I want you to think it over and how can you use this in your daily life. The three things I named: daylight, ventilation, try to drink healthy water, and try to eat so as much as possible plant-based. And of course, you can eat meat, but eat it maybe 2-3 times a week, because meat, our body needs more energy to digest meat than to digest plants. And when you want to eat meat of chicken, fish, small animals. The big animals, like a cow, like a pig, and all other big animals, their meat takes longer time to digest in your body. So it takes your energy longer, and not so good for your health too. But meat is okay, not too much. Yes? Okay, dear friends. I'm going to share a project that I can explain a bit, visualize. It's clear? Nomi, you see the
Yes,
screen is
screen is
shared?
perfect. Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Well, I on the left you see the logo of my company, Dynamic Spaces. On the right hand side, the logo. And underneath you see a slogan I use in my business. That is, change your building and you change your well-being. A lot of people don't imagine what is the influence of the environment on our well-being and our health. But take it from me, it has a big impact. This picture is of one of the top projects I did in Netherlands, Amsterdam area, meeting point. And this is the meeting point. And it is very beautifully shaped because it is shaped in a heart. So when people meet somewhere and they see the heart shape, automatically, intuitively, they know, this is the place I have to meet, because the body is communicating with the with the environment. You see furthermore a lot of plants in buildings like office buildings and living area. It is advisable to use a lot of plants. Why? Plants are free oxygen factories. But don't use a plant in the bedroom, yes? Because in the evening they produce carbon dioxide, but daytime they produce oxygen. So plants can help to have more oxygen in a room. They also regulate the humidity, and they regulate the fine dust, and they also regulate what we almost forget. They regulate the energy of a space. The space gets more energy. You see here what we call a vertical wall, plant wall, that is very popular now in buildings because there's less space. Now they have technology to let plants grow on a wall. Beautifully, take a lot of it produces a lot of energy. So people, when they see plants, they also very relaxed. You really are more in harmony with self. Natural material on the floor. This is a bamboo floor. Natural material around the bar. That is ceramic tiles. And on the ceiling, we have that is what we call a paper celluloid ceiling. So it can also absorb noise. So it's more quiet in the space. Yes. Let me go to the next page so I can tell you something about why doesn't it want to work? Yes. Let me give you something what I do really. This is what I told you. I'm doing the Feng Shui. How does natural material influence your well-being? What does radiation do with your well-being? And also something very special, we almost forget about this, but our earth, geomancy, has also a very special energy that we lost. The ancient Aztec, the ancient Mayas, the ancient Egypts, the ancient Indians, the ancient, the Indians from India, the ancient Chinese, they always check the energy of Mother Earth. And when the energy was positive, they built a house there. When the energy was not positive, they did the energy of Mother Earth. That is influencing also our health. So we have special knowledge called geomancy. It is working with the energy of Mother Earth. And in the last 25 years, I'm an international consultant in healthy well-being buildings and a Chimek Feng Shui architect. So what is big ice mountain in the water? What we do in the West, what we do now in the world, we only look at the functionality of buildings. That is 20% that is sticking out above the surface. But the 80% under the surface is affecting our well-being, and we don't look at it. We lost this ability. And the knowledge of Feng Shui, the knowledge of building biology, and the knowledge of geomancy is bringing this back, so we are in harmony in our natural energetical balance. Yes? So this is what I told about the antenna system. Our heart is actually not only a pump, but is almost one of the most powerful systems that is radiating energy, bring it in the environment, and it gets information from the environment, and we read that. When you are in an unhealthy environment, your heart will beat stronger. When you are in a healthy environment, your heart will have a lower beat. So it is more relaxed. It doesn't feel attacked. But we forgot about this. That's why when we go on holidays, when you are in beautiful resorts, it's well designed, a lot of nature, a lot of water, a lot of green, a lot of healthy food, natural food. We feel good and we feel relaxed and we have a lot of energy. But the moment we come back in our home, we are in the stress of working, we are in the stress of our checklist, we are in the stress of fast foods, our immune system gets weak. We need a lot of energy to come through the day. So a positive environment gives you energy. Then we talk about the vital building. A negative environment takes your energy. It is draining your energy. And of course, a lot of other things you see on the slide, like the location of the building design, where's the entrance, how is the layout, how is the routing, how is the material use, how is the daylight, how are the colors, how is the lighting, what do you smell, how is the finishing of the interior, and where do you put your furniture? All items that influences how you feel. So this project is in Amsterdam area. That is, here we see Amsterdam, and not very far from Amsterdam is the airport, Schiphol, and near the airport is a city called Hoofddorp, and there is this building. When you look from Google, then you see the building has a very sharp point here and a sharp point there. It consists of a very small connection. So when it should have been a toy of a child, you would have said to the child, be careful dear, because it can break. This part can break from that part because the connection is very weak. So the sharp point, the weak connection, and this area outside is near a station, a train station, creates a lot of aggressive energy. This is the outside of the building. Here you see the sharp point. Here you see the weak connection. So the high rise and the low rise has a weak connection. Here you see the high rise, here you see the low rise. Furthermore, the building has a lot of metal, glass, and all grayish. I always said to the client, very dull, very boring, very not dynamic. So when you look at the outside, this is my job as a Feng Shui consultant. I see how is the energy from the outside. So the point of the building, this sharp point, is creating the outside area, the windy area, is also creating very aggressive energy. And the wind coming from this side is going into this lag and creating a lot of aggressive energy. Furthermore, the connection, you can see my cursor, the connection here is very weak. And you have very turbulent energy, you have very aggressive energy. And the backside of the building is what we call a weak backing. So I just suggested to make the building very soft flowing, to take out the sharp point and round it off, and to put an atrium here to have a stronger connection between the high rise and the low rise, within the back side of the building. So this is the building, and also to introduce more warm colors. That is what we did. I will go back so you can see it once again. So you see here the sharp point, you see here the weak connection, and you see here all the grayish colors.
Wow.
So what we did, we rounded off this side of the building. We made a canopy that is free flowing and that's connecting high rise with low rise. and we put a stronger atrium here, so you have a lot of daylight coming into the building. At the end, we had to reduce the budget because it was too expensive. So we didn't build this canopy, and we didn't do the warm cladding on the top of the building. But we did do the rounding off, and we did this connecting free flowing energy. Furthermore, we changed the entrance. That was the old entrance. This is the new entrance. So once again, the old entrance, new entrance. You see the smooth shape of this canopy. You see the near the entrance. We also put a skylight so that you can always recognize the entrance. A lot of daylight. See how important the daylight is? We soften the outside area. We introduce water. I will show you later on. We introduce a lot of plants, green areas, warm pavements, and warm colors. And we use a lot of wood. Wood is bringing a lot of warm energy. It really feels better. Here you see the floor plan from the outside. And furthermore, what we did is, because he was all glass partitions. So it is like a building who has diarrhea. Energy going in, energy going out. And when somebody has diarrhea, the person is sick. So when you do, the energy that comes in, you try to stop the energy here. I will show you how we did it. We did it to create a strong backing. We put a wall in front of the glass wall, and we move the doors to the side, and we make a very nice seating area here. Furthermore, we created a hard point. The hard point was created by, again, a heart-shaped bench and a tree in the atrium. I'll show you the pictures. And what we also did, and that is really coming from the Feng Shui, and the backside of the building, we put really big rocks. When you put the big rock, your immune system recognizes the rock as mountains. And then you also have a big thing. So here you see the sharp point is rounded off. When you really go into your feeling, then you already see that this has a better feeling. A rounded area, a rounded corner, instead of a sharp point. A sharp point is like a knife, a dagger, killing you. And rounded off is very soft. You see this? Also, we did a lot of Feng Shui calculations, but I will skip this. It's too much information. I will give you the entrance. This is what we did in the entrance. We placed a tree, a bench, again in the shape of the heart, and we use a lot of natural material. There's a carpet also in the shape of a heart, a lot of wood finishings, warm colors, again, vertical planted walls, and this is the backing, what I told you about in the back, to stop the energy from flowing out. A lot of wood in the railing, you see? And the second picture is when you are in the back looking at the entrance. This is the entrance. You see a water element. It was not shaped like this because it was not in the budget, but we shaped differently. And you see a lot of daylight bringing a lot of energy inside. You already can feel it's like you're outside but inside the building. This is eventually the water element, the waterfall that we designed all according to Feng Shui measurements. You see the shape has
Nice.
a 8 shape. Here also an 8 shape. And the water is going from one element to another element. So the water is giving energy. And also what we have, something very, very special. Here we have put a mountain crystal. Imagine a mountain crystal. And I have, with the Feng Shui knowledge I have programmed this mountain crystal that has the same frequency as our heart. And the water of the waterfall is flowing towards the mountain crystal. So in a way, the water is energizing this heart tree. Here I show you how energy flows in the high rise. Energy flows in a very soft way. And that is how energy also flows outside in nature, and inside when you're in the building, you also have an energy flow. To determine this, sorry, you must study the Feng Shui. You must get the education that I have. Then you can see how the energy flows inside the building. And there where the energy is very active, so in this area, the energy is very active, there we have the shape. There was the bar that you saw on the first slide. And there where the energy is very soft, I introduced a meditation room.
Oh, you did the meditation room.
In a lot of office building, you don't have time. Yes, I introduced a meditation room, and this client was so happy with it. He said, we have to do it. People must have this Zen feeling during the day. And we had concentration workspaces, and we have a beautiful boardroom. So here you see, we have on the floor plan, we have this hard point shape bar, where they also have healthy juices. We have meeting rooms, we have flexible workspaces, we have the meditation room, we have a scrum area, we have an auditorium, we have a boardroom, and we have a lounge area.
Wow.
And that is a bird view. And here you see, when you come outside the elevators, I have made a special shape in the ceiling from
Wow.
a
This is
small going to the, yes. And what is happening here, when you're coming out of the elevator, intuitively, your intuition telling you, you must go there where the energy is wide. So your body move automatically to this side. When you come out of the elevator, automatically go to the side where the bar is, and not to the side where the auditorium is. So I use a lot of intuitive elements that your subconsciousness is reacting on. That was the bar area I showed you earlier, and also here the hanging plants, the heart shape of the bar, you see? And the warm colors, see the free flowing soft curves in the floor. When we see wavy curves, automatically we are relaxed. Why? The wave of the ocean is relaxing us. That's what you want in the interior, not straight lines, you want wavy lines. That is relaxing us. And when we feel relaxed, we have more energy. When we see only straight lines, we get stressed because we're thinking we have to drive on highway. Speed, 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 speed. Stress. That is the problem nowadays in our society. Too much stress. Here again, you see the wavy shapes in the floor and the nice warm colors. Knife shaped benches. So you can really feel the energy. The boardroom, you see also in the ceiling, this wavy shape. And look at the design of the meeting table. It's not rectangular, it's also a wavy shape, soft. Here we have hanging plants. So the hanging plant is helping out to purify the air. because you have a lot of electrical equipment for the boardroom, a lot of Wi-Fi, so you need a lot of purification of the air. As I told you before, the vertical living wall, also helping to purify the air. The curved walls, the curved corners. You see the curved meeting rooms? Very soft. People really get relaxed when they have the meeting here. Hammocks in the office. Isn't that crazy? It's very nice. Why not check your apps, go into the hammock and check your apps on the, where you're sitting in the hammock, you're relaxing. You're more at ease. It is the meditation room. You can really close yourself off. There's also a chair that can massage you. There's a hammock in the back. You can sit and relax and really close your eyes for 5 minutes and you're reloaded with energy. So when you rent an office space in this building, you can use this yoga room, you can use this meditation room, you can use the heart room, you can use everything for free. And I put a nice picture of an Asian scenery so that you are really out of the Netherlands. So you can really escape. You can escape the stress. And here you see again the soft shape of the building. And also the rounded corners, you see? And the funny lamps made of bottles, glass bottles. But I did not do that. I worked here with an architect, and the architect had this idea. I love to work with architects because then I can focus on the Feng Shui and on the health and well-being. And together with the architect, we design all the items. The second project I want to show you is in the same building. There was this pharmaceutical company. Imagine a pharmaceutical company is always very rational thinking. But these guys, a Japanese pharmaceutical company, they asked me to do the interior of their office. Here is the floor plan. I introduced a beautiful heart shape again, and this oval. Why? Because our Earth has an oval orbit. It is divided in 4 areas. Why? Because we have 4 seasons. And in the middle, we have all the meeting rooms. And at the side, we have all the working areas. Here is the energy flow again. Very important in my work. I always use the energy flow inside the building. How you come off the elevator, how does the energy flow, how it's going in the central area, how it's flowing in the heart point, and how it's going till the back. And also the central part of the building where you have the meeting rooms, I made the ceiling much higher. And there we have a garden. So it's very greenish. Also the floor is very earthy colored. It's all around here. We have an oval meeting room, not an oval office like the President of America, but an oval meeting room. And all the meeting rooms have a special theme. One is Mother Earth, other is water, other is people, the other is tree, the other is the sun, the other is making connection with people. So we have all these themes. And the entrance I also made again a water element because water is giving us energy. That is the central area coming in. You see the curved wall again? Very nice, living dynamic lamps. We have plants on the wall again, and it is the central area, the meeting room. That is the heart point. You see the oval office, the oval meeting room, and look here at the vertical wooden lots, the wooden, and the wood has a certain rhythm. That's because our nature has also a rhythm. So I bring it back in the frequency of this vertical dividing elements. And in the central area, we have a blossoming cherry tree. In Japan, a blossoming cherry tree stands for prosperity, new beginning, beginning of spring. And that was very important for them to have them in there. At the end, we had a meeting room, also in the oval space. This building is finished now, and I didn't have the latest pictures. Otherwise, I have put the pictures in. But then you have an idea where to go. And last project I want to show is the owner of this building was moving from one office to the other, and they were so satisfied with the Feng Shui approach that they asked me to do the Feng Shui approach of their office. And again, you see again the energy flow. How does the energy flow goes into the building? Again, where is the heart point? Again, where is the meeting point? You see? Here's where you enter, where the desk is. You see that the receptionist is covered with a cupboard, a low cupboard. So she's protected in a way. So where she sits, she has a bit of a covering desk that is protecting her. Again, a lot of daylight, a lot of plants. Again, the vertical wall, the waiting area, the kitchen, an open kitchen that is also a meeting point. The meeting point has a bench where you can sit and wait for somebody, but also where you can have a small meeting. When you have a stool here, you can sit there. And you see the corridor is with curved glass walls. You can look all inside the building, a lot of daylight coming in the corridor. Here is a meeting area, and look at the side of the bench is higher. So when you sit there and you have a small talk, you are protected. The backside is higher. Again, a lot of hanging plants that is purifying the air. Curves in the floor that is softening your energy. Here you look back into the corridor. You see all the soft curves in the wall? Glass walls, curved wall, soft earthy colors, tranquilizing the energy of the building. This is the area where the CEO is sitting. Always the CEO is sitting in a command and power position. This is the CEO position. His desk has a kidney shape, specially designed for him. He has a big backing from a plant now, but he will get a screen in the back. So he has a good backing. And some Zen items that he chooses from himself. Position is that's what he sees. He's overviewing the building through the glass walls. A lot of plants, a lot of warm colors. A lot of Zen items again. Thank you. My presentation.
Nice.
I want to thank you for this moment to have this, and please feel free to contact me when you have a question. I'm always available. And thank you, Nomi, for giving me this opportunity to give this presentation.
And I'm sure people would like to connect with you. Do you have any contact or email we can give them? It's so beautiful. I wish
Oh yes,
the whole world can live
what I can do,
environment.
yes, what I will do, I will stop sharing the screen. What I will do is I will put on the last screen my my WhatsApp number and my email?
This is the first time I see such a beautiful layout, a Feng Shui layout in offices. This
Yeah.
is gorgeous. It feels so good.
Oh, thank you.
Extremely beautiful.
And I give you my email. So then they can write it down.
All right. Did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I will put it, I will share it again. Uh, let me see, where is my, 1 second, please.
And meanwhile, what is the difference between Wastu and Feng Shui or Wasta? One is
Vastu.
Wastu is before Feng Shui and it's
Yes.
from India.
Yeah, here you see my WhatsApp number and my email address. You can contact me always.
Yes, we will read for our
Okay,
viewers. It's
Vastu.
+316 523 50888. Of course, 3 8s. It has to be. Again,
Yeah, yes.
316 523 50888. And the email is
Yeah.
info@dynamic with an S. And no,
Yeah,
dynamic
dynamic
spaces with an S
spaces.nl.
dot NL. Again,
Yes.
info at dynamic spaces dot NL.
Yes. Okay, let me explain Vastu. Vastu is actually the mother of Feng Shui. Vastu is developed in India, and the Vastu rules are quite rigid. In the Vastu, they say you can divide the house in different areas, and you have to put the kitchen here, you have to put the living room here, you can put the toilet here, the entrance there. And the Vastu say you cannot change this. You must follow this, say, this system. What the Chinese did, they took the Vastu and they transformed the Vastu into the Feng Shui. Just like the Buddha is coming from India, from Sri Lanka, but the Buddha in India, Sri Lanka, is a slim Buddha, right? But the Chinese make it a fat Buddha, belly Buddha. So the India and China were very connected in the past 3, 4, 5,000 years ago. The Asians were having a big, huge civilization already before we in the West had our civilization. So they developed this knowledge on their system, and the Chinese make the Feng Shui out of the Vastu, and they make it more flexible. So in the Feng Shui, you can make a door of your building, of your house in the west or in the east, but you have to do other remedies to balance it. In the Vastu, they say, no, always make your door north, northeast, that's it. And when you want to balance out, you must, it's difficult to balance out. So I use the Vastu to check how the energy is of the earth, but I use more the Feng Shui because it's more have a perfect house. So then the flexibility of the Feng Shui gives you more possibilities to balance out. And as I am active 25 years now as a senior consultant in Chimac Feng Shui, you know, then you have seen so much houses, you have seen so much floor plans, then you have this ability to always find a solution. My grandmaster, Dr. Jess Lim, always say, when there's a problem, you must at least find 7 to 32 solutions to remedy it out.
Wow.
And maybe the solution is not 100%, but the solution is always better than doing nothing. When it's 20%, is always an improvement, because when you don't do anything, you stay in the same negative energy. But when you can make a little improvement of 20, 25%, do it, because that will give you the energy to make further more changes in life. So, and I notice, Nomi, and all the other participants, please, when you start to change your environment, it is like making a voyage. You do the first step, then the other step will follow. Then the other step will follow. And before you know, you're changing your life and you will feel the difference.
Beautiful. So I want to thank you so much. I want to thank Bryony to connect us as well. Invite everybody to do some more research, to dig in, connect with you, and really change architecture and change the world and change our notion of well-being. This is a priority. Thank
Well,
you so much.
as closing remark, COVID is learning us that the best vaccine is your immune system. So
The
work on
best.
yourself, live this healthy life, eat healthy food, and your immune system will function top. So good luck, go
Thank
for
you
it.
so much.
When you have a question, feel free to send me an email or a WhatsApp.
Thank you so
Namaste.
much. We are in contact.
Okay,
You take
namaste.
care.
Take
Have a
care.
good day as well.
Thank you.
And we definitely keep in touch. Bye bye, everybody. We keep in tune.
Okay.